Hey everyone, my name is Erin. I'm the co-founder of Dope Dog, and today I'm so excited to be starting our Q&A dog training session with Sylvia Wes. Sylvia is a certified positive reinforcement trainer based in Los Angeles. She's amazing with animals and she's an amazing person, and she's also doing virtual dog training now. So we're so excited to have Sylvia on. Welcome.
Hi, hello everybody. How's it going? Hope you're all doing well. My name is Sylvia Wes. As I was
Sorry
so
for
lovely introduced, no, it's all good. By the wonderful Erin. I love dope dog treats. My dogs are dope dogs. Presently, I'm the head trainer at UpDog LA. I also work as a partner trainer for Fit Dog Clubs and for Pet Food Express. I have been training for a lot of years in the Los Angeles area, and I absolutely love my job. So being at home has been killing me. So I'm really happy to be able to bring you guys some training information. I know a lot of people are getting new dogs right now because of this quarantine, which is like, yay, but also like, ooh, so we'll talk more
Totally.
about that. Yeah.
We're so excited to have you. You're such an expert from all different angles. And on that note, our first question is related to quarantine. So we've been on social distancing lockdown for about a month now. And I know a lot of our dope dogs and customers and everyone, even my sister, getting new puppies, adopting a dog for the first time because they have so much more time at home. So we want to ask the expert, Sylvia, what would the top 3 things be that you would tell someone bringing home a new puppy? Like, what do people need to consider when they're bringing home that first time dog?
Totally. So here is the magic recipe. The first and foremost thing that you need to have for your dog is routine and schedule. So that's number one, which honestly, we all need right now. So if you have a new dog, use it to your advantage to help create a routine for the two of you. Routine, very important.
Good.
Secondly, mental stimulation. You need to challenge your dogs mentally. I know a lot of our parks are shut down, our hiking trails, you can't access them, but that's okay. Your new dog or puppy needs more than a hike. They really need brain stimulation. And then thirdly, get a crate and make them learn how to be alone. This is especially important because when this is all over, you guys, and we do go back to our real lives, whatever that's going to look like, whether we're in an office or maybe we're still working from home, but maybe we plan on having a dinner date again with our significant other or friend, we are going to need to leave our dogs alone. And when that happens, what's going to happen to our dogs? We want to make sure that we're not kind of implementing separation anxiety now. So those are your 3 things: schedule, mental stimulation, and alone time.
Those are good. That's awesome. Okay. Great. Those are the building blocks for all those dope dogs out there that are bringing home first time puppies. Make sure you get those into place. Okay.
Absolutely.
So our other questions are a little bit more specific, but I wanted to start off with that one because I think that everyone can benefit from that.
Totally.
This is another one related to kind of our new situation. So we have someone asking, what activities can my dog and I do since we can't go to the park? The beaches, the parks are closed. Like, what can we do inside or in a small backyard that maybe some people don't even have a backyard? What can we do?
So much stuff.
Yes.
So much stuff. First of all, training. Training is a big one, you guys, right? We're all home. We have a little bit of extra time. Train your dogs. And I mean, teach them everything from your basics to sitting down to some cool tricks. Hunter and I are currently working on play dead and roll over. Those are new tricks that we're working on. Last week we learned rebound, which is like a flip trick. So really take some time to train your dogs. That's a part of that mental stimulation that I'm talking about. If you want a great tip, I personally use and train on the Doggo app, which you can find online. It's free. You can also subscribe to their premium. But what I really love about it is the fact that you videotape yourself training your dog the trick, and then you get feedback from a real trainer like myself who will watch that video and tell you like whether or not you're doing well, if your timing is wrong. So it's a really great way to kind of train your dog in house with some of those tricks, right? So crawl. Oh gosh, what's on there too? Name recognition, recall, all the stuff that you really need to know, and some of the stuff that you don't need to know, but is really cool to show off and can make
Yeah.
your TikTok look awesome. So,
I love that. We all have work to do. Let's get
yeah,
our
let's get
dogs
to
trained
work.
up. No
Yes, and
time
then
for boredom.
Yeah, the other thing I would recommend too is just playing games with your dog. So, right now on my Instagram page, I have an entire series of DIY games that you can build just out of like stuff in your house that you can play with your dog. So, one of my favorites right now is a DIY, we call it a cover board game. So, cover games are just as they sound. You're literally going to take treats and cover them with things. So, a cover board game is literally creating a board game for your dog. The easiest cover board game is to just get a cupcake tin, fill it with your dog's favorite snacks or even their meal, and then cover that with anything that fits in those cupcake tin holes, like tennis balls, cups, your dog's favorite toy, whatever you have lying around. Just cover that up and then hold on to that tin while they're searching so it doesn't slide around. And then boom, you just created your very own DIY puzzle, super fast, super easy. And puzzles are a great way to not only stimulate your dog's brain, but build their confidence, which is so important.
That I'm gonna do that cupcake dinner tonight with Zoe.
Do
That
it.
sounds
Yeah,
awesome.
the full video is up on my IGTV if you want
Okay.
to like really know how to do it and also how to make it harder because once your dog gets really good at it, you got to be able to challenge them a little bit. So there's different levels to it.
And
Um,
what's can you just shout out really quick your handle that we people
yeah,
can
you
find that
can
on?
on IG at Dog Up in This Bitch.
Dog up in this bitch. That's where you can find Sylvia for these videos and tips. And we'll share more about all that later. Okay, I'm going to get on to the next question. This came to us from Instagram. It's also a more specific one.
Okay.
How can I encourage my husky not to stop mid walk and refuse to move? So this dope dog is just stopping in the middle of his walk.
Oh my. Okay. So here's the issue with this question. As a professional trainer, I can't offer you specific advice on this particular case just because I don't know why the dog is stopping. So, what I would encourage this dope dogger to do is figure out what's going on with the husky. Are they stopping because they're afraid? Right? Because sometimes it can feel like our dogs are just stopping and refusing to go anywhere, but there might be something going on with our dog that we're not picking up on. It could be fear related, it could be just protest, but there could
Mhm.
be any number of things going on. So to offer a treatment plan, we really have to get to the bottom of why this behavior is happening. Are they uncomfortable outside? Or did a plastic bag just blow by and they're like totally freaked out? Did they maybe hear something that you didn't pick up on because their ears are better than ours?
Mhm.
Whatever it might be could be leading to why the dog is not continuing to walk. And if they are just stopping for the sake of stopping, there's a reason behind that too. And what I always like to remind everybody is a great walk starts inside your house. So if you want a great walk outside, build a better relationship with your leash and your dog inside the house. Building important relationships with doorways, entrances, and exits is also super important.
That's really true. I notice all of those things with my dog. So thank you. I will take the follow-up question to this dope dog and we'll get a
Yeah,
little bit more info and we can answer it on our next session.
need to
Thank you.
know.
Um okay, I'm going to do that one in a minute. We got another one. Okay, so this one is about a friend. So my friend uses a clicker, this person says, to help with puppy training and I'm guessing it's those clickers with the
Okay.
little zap. So can you elaborate on how this works?
Yeah, absolutely. So clickers all come down to basic foundations of positive reinforcement training. So when you're training your dog, there's really only two important sounds that your dog needs to hear. One is your marker sound, which in this user's friend's case, they're using the clicker. The
Mhm.
other most important sound should be your release cue. And your release tells your dog, I'm finished working with you. Notice that nowhere in there did I say one of the most important words is the actual cue word itself. So a lot of times we get really hung up on like telling our dogs to sit down, shake, and using these really complex languages that guess what? Our dogs don't know what those words mean. So, foundationally, the most important thing you can do is build association to these two important things. So, what your friend is doing is using a click to mark a dog's correct behavior. That
Mhm.
sound, that clicker, can very easily be replaced by a simple yes or good. You want to
Mm,
make it short, sweet, and simple.
mhm,
Don't get into like good dog, oh my gosh, you're such a good boy, because that's not a marker, that's a reward. The
mm,
important thing to note is that your marker word is actually your bridge between the desired behavior you're looking for and your dog getting their food reward. So if I'm using a click, I would want to click the second my dog's tushy hits the floor. What behavior am I marking and capturing? A sit. What are they going to get rewarded for? Putting their butt on the ground. Really simple. So if you don't have a clicker at home, that's okay. I like to use the word yes, and that's usually how I train. So when I'm working with my dog Hunter or the puppy, you'll hear me saying yes, yes, yes a lot. And I try to make it sound the same as much as I can. So yeah, that's just your basic foundations.
I love that. So can you say a quick yes right when the butt hits and then reward as
Yeah.
well? So it's a layered
Absolutely.
effect.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
And if you're not using a clicker and you are using yes, or vice versa, if you're not using yes and you're using a clicker, just remember timing is everything. So click or yes to capture the behavior you're trying to get. And it is more important than the food reward itself because that sound lets your dog know, bingo, you've just done exactly what I'm looking for. And here comes your food for it.
Right. I did what I was supposed to do. That's awesome. That's a good, thank you. All right, cool. So what about, oh, this is like just like some tips. So someone wants to know if you have any dog safe recipes that you can make at home because we got extra time. So anything we can make for our dogs?
Okay. So I have a couple. I'll give you my favorite because I'm puppy training right now. So I'll give you my favorite for puppies.
Okay.
You can make your dog a puppy popsicle, which they love because they're teething and their mouths hurt because their teeth are coming in. So a nice frozen treat feels so good, puts the gums to sleep, makes them very happy. So a very simple puppy popsicle, you're going to need a blender, some peanut butter, blueberries or bananas, your call, and a little bit of parsley. Now, the parsley, believe it or not, is a natural breath freshener. So if you just pop a little parsley in there, don't go overboard because then it'll taste weird and your puppy will be like, what is this? But if you put just a little bit in there, it will help to naturally freshen their breath. So you just toss everything into a blender. I probably do, depending on how big your ice cube tray is, right? So it's all about gauging for what you're using. But ideally, you want the mixture at the end to be more watery than it is viscous, because then you can't
pour it. Okay.
Right. So probably like a tablespoon of peanut butter, a handful of blueberries, and then just add water until it's kind of liquefied. And then just stick like a little piece of parsley leaf on the top of each popsicle, pop that in the freezer till it's frozen, and then boom, little puppy, fruity, peanut buttery, delicious popsicles. And you can get really
win-win for you too. You get a dog with good breath.
Better breath. Puppies' teeth are asleep and not on your skin. Everybody's winning.
That's awesome. Thank you. We're going to have a list after this of all the things we're going to go do later with our dogs, right?
Adult dogs love this too in the summertime, especially because we're in LA, right, Erin? And it gets hot in LA. So I make puppy pops for my two, and they just go, they're like, so cold and delicious. So yeah, just, it will get a little messy. So maybe put it down on a plate or in it. Yeah.
I love it. Okay, cool. All right. So okay, we got another leash issue.
Okay.
My dog used to be fine walking off leash. However, she started this habit of running up to other dogs to the point where I can't have her off leash anymore. Why might this be? This is off leash. So that's a whole nother thing.
Same thing. I mean, it's the same thing. So typically when something like this happens and we have what feels like kind of like a regression, what really happened is your dog accidentally got reinforced for doing the wrong behavior, right? Does that make sense? So reinforcement drives behavior. I'll say that one time. Reinforcement drives behavior. So the more you reinforce something, the higher the likelihood that behavior is to reoccur. That's the whole basis of positive reinforcement training. So if we're talking about a dog who's off leash, I'm having a great time hitting this trail with my mom. Ooh, look, a dog. I run over, I say hi to that dog. I just had a party. I got to sniff butts. Maybe we played a little bit. So technically, as the dog, I just got reinforced for running up to another dog, right?
Hmm.
So the best thing to do would be to start with reinforcing, obviously not running up to another dog. So
Hmm.
before you can take this off leash, you'll want to do it on leash and just work with some treats. So go to your usual hiking trailer park and start from scratch. Go on leash, get your dog walking. When you see another dog coming, just reward your dog before they can get going towards the other dog. If they pull or move towards that other dog, don't reward. So now
Hmm.
your dog is actually being reinforced for the correct behavior, which is seeing another dog and doing nothing. Seeing another dog and doing nothing. And what's happening when they do nothing? They're eating something yummy like cheese or whatever you have left over in your fridge, really. I
Yeah.
mean, turkey, lunch meat, whatever you have, bring it with you. And your dog's going to be like, I don't even care about this other dog because mom has string
Mom's got
cheese.
treats.
Yeah. So that's really all it is about, right? So if your dog is performing a behavior that you consider dislikable or unenjoyable, or not reinforceable, I call them non-cookieable offenses, then give them a cookieable offense that they can be rewarded for, right? And then once that gets going, then you can work with playing with getting your dog off leash. So a fun trick that I like to do when I'm training off leash is I'll make the click sound on the leash as though I've unclipped them, but I don't actually unclip. So the dog goes to take off and guess what? They're still leashed. So those small sounds and noises actually cue your dog to let them know that the environment has changed. So if
Hmm.
you can desensitize those different parts, then your dog never really knows what's going on. And then they'll actually learn to release and move away from you when you say, okay, or for me, it's dogs out front.
Dogs out front. Thank you. That's
Yeah,
a good one. I have a follow-up personal for that. The
sure.
whole reinforcement, you repeated it twice. I already forgot it, but the
Reinforce
reinforcement,
dog behavior.
yes, yes. That's why they say when your dog runs up and they're so happy to see you and they're jumping on you and you give them a hug and kiss, that's reinforcing what some people think is bad behavior. Because then when your
Aha,
guest comes over, you wonder why they're attacking them. It's because they want
yes.
the kiss. So,
See, you just learned something today.
yes, yes, it makes
Yeah, I
sense.
mean, that's really the basics of all training, you guys. It's like if you think about your dog's behavior in just two camps, one is a rewardable camp and one is a non rewardable camp, it's all about just feeding this behavior and not feeding this one. It's that simple.
Right. I like that it's focused around the reward part. So you can just focus on the positive when you feel better anyway, and it's less discouraging when you're able to treat your dog. It's
Yeah.
awesome.
And then your dog's like, heck yeah, I don't want to jump on you because if I
I
stick
want,
all four on the floor, you give me a cookie. Why would I jump? The
yep,
most I get when I jump is a hug, right?
yep. It's so good. You know your stuff. All right. So I've got one more for today, and then we'll probably get a lot more for next week. But
All right.
so this question is related to some an action a dog's doing in the house. So this dope dog says, my dog sometimes pees in my bed right where I sleep. Is
Oh no.
something wrong, or is the internet right that she just loves me?
Oh.
I
Oh
guess they did some Googling and saw it means like a sign of love, but what else maybe could it
no.
be?
Oh no. Okay. So a couple of things here. First of all, if your dog is marking in the same area, whether it's like this dope dogger's bed or your couch or your favorite rug, the thing to keep in mind is your dog's nose functions at such a higher level than ours ever will. So even though you might think that the area is clean and doesn't smell like urine, there's actually still urine in the fibers, and your
Right.
dog can smell that. And so in their mind, it's a bathroom. The problem with beds and couches is they're highly absorbent for your dog. So I want you to think of your bed as like the most absorbent, biggest pee pad your dog has ever seen. And the great thing about peeing on your bed is it soaks into your mattress, which is good news for your dog because now they don't have to sleep in their own excrement because it gets sponged in. Yeah. So that's why, when we're crate training our dogs, if they're having accidents in the crate, it means that what we have in the crate is too squishy because they can pee in one corner, it gets soaked up, and they're like, perfect, that cleaned itself up. So that might be what's going on.
Got
I
it.
also highly encourage investing in a really good enzymatic urine cleaner. You need something that's going to have enzymes in it that are going to eat the urine that's in the fibers of your mattress. So do that. I might also recommend a waterproof cover for your mattress. You can pick one up at Target, Amazon, really anywhere, and you get like a liner that you can wrap your mattress in that's waterproof. So if this happens again, it won't seep into your mattress, because I think the problem we're having now is it just smells like pee and your dog is confusing it for a bathroom. The next most important thing, which is the first most important thing if you just got a new dog, is schedule, schedule, schedule. If
Mm.
your dog is not going to the bathroom predictably, that means that somewhere there's an issue with potty training and scheduling. So remove access to your bedroom so your dog can't get in there anymore, and put your dog on a very defined schedule so that they know when it's potty time and when it's nap time. I'll give you a breakdown of the schedule I'm using for my puppy, just as a for instance, but I have on my puppy on, and this is what I give as a treatment plan to all my new puppy parents, a 2 on, 2 off schedule. So 2 on means 2 hours in the crate. 2 off means 2 hours of free playtime. Free playtime doesn't mean run around the house, but it does mean you get monitored by me. Like I tie a puppy to the couch if I'm in the living room, or I umbilical cord puppy, which means I put him on a leash and tie him to my pants and he goes everywhere I go for 2 hours. And then after 2 hours, we take a potty break and he goes back in his crate for 2 more hours. So that's just a really simple schedule, but it helps puppy understand when he's awake that he shouldn't be pottying, and that when he has his outside time is when he should potty. So it just kind of helps to give your dog a little bit of predictability so they know when they get to go potty, so that they don't feel like, oh, I better go potty now because I don't know when I'm going to get to go out again. And this smells like a bathroom and I've used it as a bathroom before, so this must be a bathroom, right? So remove access, better schedule, and last ingredient, pay for outdoor pees. So if your dog does pee outside, give them a paycheck. Reinforcement drives behavior. If I'm getting turkey for peeing outside and nothing for peeing on the bed, I'm probably going to opt to pee outside so I can eat turkey.
Sylvia, it makes total sense when you say it. Thank you so much. You're full of knowledge, and I'm so excited to continue asking
Thank
questions like
you.
these with you.
This was so fun.
I loved it. This is awesome. Thank you so much. And let's let everyone know where we can find access to Sylvia when we need these questions.
Yes, absolutely. So you guys can find me really easily on Instagram at dog up in this bitch, because there's definitely a dog up in this bitch all the time. And then you can check out my training videos there. I also offer a free virtual class every Saturday. It's by donation only. So you can show up Saturdays at 1 p.m. You can find a living link in my bio on my Instagram. You can make a donation if you have it. If you don't, come anyways. The class lasts about an hour and a half. We have a curriculum every week and Q&A. So you'll get those questions answered. And if you need a little bit more help or something a little bit more personal, like maybe this Husky client, we can always schedule a one-on-one virtual session together.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Thank
We'll
you.
send all our message out on Dope Dog as well. And Sylvia, thanks again. We're excited to continue talking
I'm
with you.
excited too. And of course, ask your questions here. You never
Oh,
know.
yeah.
Your question get chosen, and I might just answer it right here on Dope Dog.